Hi guys, Ren here and welcome to the workshop. Today I want to talk about shoes and about these shoes in particular, and more specifically about this pair. So these are the S-Works EXOS shoes released last year. They're pretty special, quite different to other shoes on the market. And to be honest, I wasn't too excited about them when they were released. But as always, let's go through a bit of a progression that I had with the specialized shoes, and I'll explain why I got there and why you might be interested in getting these shoes. So my first ever product from Specialized that I bought before I even had any Specialized bike were the S-Works Sub 6 shoes. Now these are super sleek, super light, lace-up shoes, very aerodynamic, probably the most aerodynamic on the market, and plus, since it's based on the regular S-Works 6, they're just excellent shoes all around with the narrow heel cup and the nice outsole and generally very good design, nice wide forefoot, good ventilation, and yeah, excellent for overshoe application because they're smooth. Then I had these modified by Watch Shop to get the Speedplay low stack adapter, and this makes it my time trialing shoe. It's really my event only shoe. It's 4 years old, but you can see in the condition that it has been barely used. So I keep these for the special occasions. But since I really liked these shoes, I transitioned from Giros, which I also quite like, but are fairly narrow in the front. I started to not be compatible with that. I transitioned to the regular S-Works Sub 6s, or sorry, 6s, with the, well, it's essentially the same shoe, just with the BOA dials and the strap. Now these I use for my day-to-day training, and I've done so for thousands and thousands of kilometers. Although, yeah, it's still not that visible because I'm just really careful when I walk around. I don't like having my shoes scratched, although you can certainly see somewhere, like here for example, it's starting to tear, etc. But I didn't feel the need to upgrade to the 7s because it's just a minor update, and yeah, wasn't really that keen on them. These don't have the low stack mod because for general training I didn't find that to be necessary. As you can see, these are starting to wear out slowly but surely. Anyway, then I had a dabble in off-road racing, and I also had Giro shoes for that, but at first I was okay with them. They're quite a narrow fit, but for some reason, I can't really explain why, my feet started to, well, swell, and basically I got to the point that now I have duck feet. Basically, I don't know why that is. Anyway, I had to upgrade to the S-Works Recons, which have all the good stuff from these guys, just in an off-road version, made a bit sturdier and to accept the 2-volt cleat. Pretty much it's super comfortable, super stiff, fairly light for an off-road shoe. But then this summer I started to have issues even with these shoes. They're fairly wide, but my outer toe kinked out so much that, I'm going to be honest, I got, in hot weather, I get pains and aches from my toe pressing against the side of even this shoe, and it's quite wide. So I need to find a solution for that, and I've looked around. Unfortunately, Specialized don't make these in wide fits anymore, or the 7s for that matter, or any other shoe, which is weird. Maybe they're so wide that no one was really buying them unless they had specific issues. Anyway, then I started looking at the EXOS shoes because, you see, these don't really have any kind of structure to them. What these are a pair of really high-tech socks bonded to a super stiff carbon out. So honestly, it's not a shoe. This is exactly what it is, and it seemed perfect for my problem. So I decided to order them. I wanted to get them in black, to be honest. I think you can see the pattern there, but they were sold out. So anyway, these will be pretty much for summer and hot weather use, so I don't mind white. So I got them in white because these were available. I have to note that if the weather is not hot, I can still get away with these. It's completely fine. It's just when it starts to get to 25 degrees and above with longer rides, that's when I start to feel the pressure there. So anyway, I got these. I didn't really know what to expect. The reviews are quite mixed. Sole wise, yeah, this is quite a different design than what I have here, and they say it's less stiff than the S-Works 7 and just as stiff as the 6, so that should be fine, and it feels fine certainly. And I already had my first ride in them, and they're, at first when you put them on, it's a bit creepy. When I started, then I didn't tighten them down too much, and that point they really don't feel like a shoe at all. It's just not too supportive and not a very pleasant feeling. However, that was a bit of a too early judgment, because if you do tighten them down a little bit, there's not much needed still, then the whole thing just shrinks down on your foot. Then you have excellent power transfer, and yeah, the sole feels exactly the same. I positioned the cleat exactly the same like on these, and it feels completely natural. The only weird thing is that you don't really feel the shoe. I mean, if you are in regular shoes, you know that you're wearing a shoe and it has its kind of a limit. It's like when you're wearing a helmet, it has a specified outline, should I say, and your feet are within that. With this one though, what you feel is that your foot is clamped down to the cleat and to the plate very securely, but your toes just wiggle around like if you're wearing sandals, and it's extremely comfortable. For me, after having this problem, it's exactly what I needed. So I'm really happy with that. The ventilation is amazing. Again, there's this trend of barefoot running now, and I think in cycling this is as close as you can get to that without the drawbacks. I've yet to do some big miles on this, but yeah, the initial impression is extremely good, and it certainly feels like the solution for this problem. And the good thing is that, yeah, as I said, it's not a shoe really, it's a sock. It's made of this no stretch Dyneema material. That's why it can still provide support when it's tightened down. On the 6 and the 7, only the parts that support your feet are made from this. Here, basically the whole upper is made of this, and it's super high tech. Downsides, I would say, yeah, because it has no structure, sometimes if you put it on, now it's coming up, but sometimes it's just, there's a weird wrinkle on there that you can, yeah, here for example, if you put the shoe on and it just stays like this. Sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, it's it's a bit creepy. So yeah, that's one thing. The second thing, the price, obviously. Nowadays you can buy the 7s for around 350 euros. Now these 7 vents are available for 370. These coming in at a whopping 500. So yeah, expensive. But yeah, if you're suffering from something like me, then it will be worth it for sure. Because then, on the other hand, you need a custom option, which arguably is going to cost more, and probably will still not be as high tech as this, or well, surely not. Then the last thing, it's a bit of a nitpick, I would say. The BOA dial here is a regular plastic one, IP one, I think. For this price, I would have liked to see the newer, super nice aluminum version that you get on the regular shoes. But that's pretty much it. Performance-wise, comfort-wise, it's a perfect 10 for me so far. This might not be the sprinter's shoe. That's probably why the guys in Bora and Quickstep are not using them, or at least not the sprinters and the classics riders. But I can imagine a pretty good case for these in time trials, because they also are, quite streamlined. And also for just general training, hot weather riding, climbing, because they're super light as well. I forgot to mention that, but if you know something about this shoe, it's kind of obvious. They're very light. And yeah, so triathlon, time trial, climbing, generally everything where you're not trying to put out some crazy watts like 1500 watt spikes, etc. Because then I would imagine that you start to feel the lack of an actual structure on your feet. Other than that, works perfectly as it should. Quite easy to put on as well. You just release this, and the whole thing kind of just opens up. And the good thing is that you can't really damage the heel either when you're trying to put it on, because they're just, I think you get the idea. So anyway, S-Works EXOS, super high-tech cycling sock with a super stiff carbon plate attached to it. That's what it is. If you fit the use case that I've just described, it's going to be perfect for you, I think. It's very nice for me. I hope you have found this useful, because there's not much information available on these right now, I think. So yeah, if you want to know more about other cycling tech that I use for my own riding and for the clients that I set up with, then don't forget to tune into the channel later on and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.